Hey, this is Chris from GuitArmy, and in this lesson I'm going to show you how to play all 7 modes all right from the same note, and I'm also going to give you a guitar lick in each of the modes. This lesson is going to be a whole lot of fun, and let's get started. Alright, the first mode that we're going to play is the Ionian scale, which is basically, it's commonly referred to as the major scale. We're going to play all of them off starting from the note A right here. That way you can play all of them kind of back to back and hear how they sound different. So we're going to play an A major scale, and we're going to start right here on A. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Then you can get 2 up here. Coming back, 2, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You get 7 down here, and then back to 1. I'm using interval numbers to play through these scales by going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, meaning this is the first note in the scale, this is the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. But you could also use letters if you wanted. I'm choosing to use the numbers, but you could go A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. You could use solfege and just go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. But I'm going to use numbers for all this because I think that translates better to guitar. So that's how you play the Ionian scale or the major scale in position number 1. I'm calling this position number 1 because I'm starting right here on the 6th string with my second finger. I'm calling that position 1. You could call it position 4 because the lowest note that you play in the position is on the 4th fret. But for me, this is how I teach my students, that this is position number 1. So now let's go ahead and take a look at a little lick in this position. This is my guitar lick for the Ionian or the major scale. For this major guitar lick, I'm going to put the guitar tab right above here so you can follow along with me. For the rest of the licks, if you'd like to follow along with the guitar tablature, please head over to my Patreon page. And you can follow along with all the guitar tabs there. You can even get the guitar profile, which is really nice. So if you own Guitar Pro, you can just kind of open up the file and play right along. You can loop it, and that's a lot of fun. So now let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm doing in this lick. So for this lick, I'm starting off with an A major bar chord. This finger here, you have to make sure this is on the C sharp here. So I'm going 1, 2, and on the end of 2, I'm sliding up to this 3rd right here. It's the 6th fret, but it's the 3rd of the scale. So I'm going 1, 2, and 3, and then on beat number 4, I'm doing this hammer on. I'm playing these 2 5s here, the 5th fret and the 5th fret on the 1st and 2nd string. And then I'm hammering on the 2nd string. So if you're looking at the guitar tab, if you see a little 5 right before that, that's a ghost note. It's a note that's played so fast that you're basically just hearing this. It's so fast it's not worth notating the speed of it. So that's going 4, and when you do that hammer on, you want to make sure that you hammer on the 2nd string, but you don't touch the 1st string, so you can keep hearing that 5. So that measure goes 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... So for the second measure, what I'm doing is I'm starting off with this 6 here. It's the 6th fret, but to me it's the 3rd. I'm thinking of the scale. I'm going 3, and I'm chromatically approaching 2 by sliding down from this flat 3rd to the 2nd. And so I'm going, and the raw 16th note, so it's going 1 E, and so I'm going 3, flat 3, 2. I'm going over here to the 6th, and then going up here to play the 1. So you get this. So now I'm going to play the lick slowly, if you want to play along with me. 3, 4. That was my major lick or Ionian lick. Now I'm going to show you how to play the Dorian scale in position number 1. So we're going to start here from the same A. And the Dorian mode is the mode that is based off the second note of a major scale. And the numbers are going to go, the interval numbers, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, 2, flat 3. Coming back, we have flat 3, 2, 1, flat 7, 6, 5, 4, flat 3, 2, 1, flat 7, 6, 5, 4, flat 3, 2, 1. And that would, if you take a look at the chord tones in that scale where all the odd numbers, it makes an A minor chord or an A minor 7th chord. I didn't mention in the Ionian, the chord base that you could create out of that is, there's a lot of different chords, but the main chord would be A major, or A major 7th would be the kind of the extended 7th chord. So that's how you play a Dorian scale, the second mode. Now let's take a look at a guitar lick that's right in this exact same area in Dorian. This is my Dorian lick. For this lick, I'm starting out with an A minor 7th chord. You just bar the whole way across the 5th fret, and then you put your 3rd finger on the on this E right here on the 5th string 7th fret. So I'm going 1 on 2. I'm doing a muted strum, and then going to a D9 chord where I'm going 5, 4, 5, 5. And the reason I decided to do that is because in Dorian, the 1 chord is minor, and the 4 chord is either major or a dominant 7th. This is a 9th chord, but the chord tones are 1, 3, flat 7, 9. So it's a type of dominant 7th chord. So I specifically picked the 4-7 chord so it would sound Dorian, because that's the only mode where you can go from 1 minor to 4-7. All right, so I'm going 1, 2, and then what I'm doing is I'm sliding up to the 5th here. When I say 5th, I mean the 5th of the scale, not it's on the 7th fret. So I'm going 1, 2, and 3, and then on beat number 4, I'm going, and in the scale it's flat 7, 1, flat 3. So you get this. And then the next, in the second measure, I'm going. When I'm picking that with my finger, there's no need to. I like that plucky sound I get with my finger, but you can certainly use a pick. I chose this note because it is the 6th note. It's the major 6 of the Dorian. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6. So I wanted to specifically target that note in the lick so it would sound Dorian, and I'm just bending it up. I'm bending it up twice, bending it up a half step, because I'm bending it up so it sounds like the flat 7, this G here, and bringing it back down so you can hear it. And then at the end of the lick, I'm going palm muting here. I'm going flat 3, 4, flat 3, 4, 5. Now I'll go ahead and play the lick slowly, and you can play along with me. 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. That's how you play the Dorian lick. Remember, if you want to follow along with the guitar tabs, head on over to my Patreon page. I would love to see you over there. I've only recently got it started, but I already have over 100 videos already over there for my online courses, and I would really love to get some patrons. So if you want to get these guitar tabs, come on over and join me over on Patreon. Now we're taking a look at how to play a Phrygian scale. That is the 3rd mode. That is the mode that is based off the 3rd note in the major scale. It's basically a minor scale with a flat 2 in it. So it's going to go 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1, flat 2, flat 3. Coming back, we have flat 3, flat 2, 1, flat 7, flat 6, 5, 4, flat 3, flat 2, 1, flat 7, flat 6, 5, 4, flat 3, flat 2, 1. And the chord that you could build off of that is, it's still going to be an A minor chord, or A minor 7th would be the extended 7th chord. So that is how you play a Phrygian scale, just a minor scale with a flat 2 instead of a 2. Now let's take a look at a little riff that I created in that mode. And this is what my Phrygian lick sounds like. For this Phrygian lick, I wanted to emphasize the flat 2. Because with Phrygian, it's kind of like a minor scale, but with a flat 2 or a minor second. So I wanted to emphasize that, so I chose the chords 1 minor to flat 2 major. So you get that minor second sound. I'm going 1, 2, and. So I'm bringing this in on the end of 2. Then halfway through beat 3, I'm doing 2 16th notes, going like 3 and then on beats 4 I'm going 4 and so what I'm doing there is I'm basically kind of outlining. These are all pentatonic notes, the 5, the flat 7, and the 1, but then I'm putting in this this flat 2 here, so it sounds Phrygian. And then after that I go, so the whole run goes. I'm kind of stopping on this this minor 6 here, this flat 6. And then to end the lick I go, and they're all 16th notes going. So if I play through that slowly, it's going to sound like. If I speed it up, it's going to sound like. And that was my Phrygian lick. All right, now we're going to take a look at the Lydian scale, which is based off the 4th note of a major scale. It's basically a major scale with a sharp 4 instead of a 4. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it goes 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5. All right, so now let's go ahead and play the whole scale 2 octaves. We're going to start here with 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. Going back, we have 2, 1, 7, 6, 5, sharp 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 6, 5, sharp 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 1. So that's how you play the Lydian scale in position number 1. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the guitar riff that I wrote for this mode in this position. And this is what my Lydian lick sounds like. For this lick, we're in Lydian, and that is a major scale, kind of a major scale with a sharp 4. So I wanted to do something with that sharp 4 to really emphasize and kind of give it that Lydian sound. So I started with the 1 chord A major, and then I went to the E flat diminished chord, which is the 4 chord. So, and then I did a pre-bend here on the 6 here. And I did a full step bend, so it would sound like 7. So I'm bending up to 7, then bringing it back down, then going to the 5th. It happens to be on the 5th fret, but it's also the 5th. So I'm going. So I'm actually hearing. You're actually hearing 7, 6, 5, and then I'm going down here to this sharp 11 or this sharp 4, which is kind of like the main note that sticks out in Lydian. And then I do I'm doing a half step bend, so I'm taking this sharp 4, bending it up to 5 and back down, then move it over to the 2nd note in the scale and sliding up to the 3rd note. So now I will play through that lick slowly. And that was my Lydian lick. The next mode that we're going to look at is the mixolydian mode. This mode is based off the 5th note of a major scale. And this is how you play it. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, 2. Coming back, we're going to go 2, 1, flat 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, flat 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the main chord that you would use from this would be an A major chord. If you take a look at the chord tones, it goes 1, 3, 5, flat 7, which you can use to create a dominant 7th chord. So this is one of my favorite modes to play because it's major, but it has a little bit of minor in there, that flat 7th. A lot of jam bands use this a lot. So mixolydian is a mode that you definitely want to check out and do some soloing over top of. Now let's go ahead and take a look at my little guitar lead part in this position for mixolydian. And this is what my mixolydian lick sounds like. Mixolydian is one of my favorite scales. I do enjoy a major sound, but I love putting that flat 7 in there. I think it sounds awesome. Just makes it sound a little less happy than regular Ionian. All right, so what I'm doing here, I'm going A, G, and then on the 5th string, I'm sliding up, and that's from the 4th. So it's from the 4th note of the scale to the 5th. And then I'm going from this G here, which is flat 7. I wanted to make sure I did, put the flat 7 in there a little bit so that, it sounded like mixolydian. So I'm going. Then I'm playing the 3rd, the 5th. Then I'm going up here to 8, which is the flat 7. Back to the 5th, 3rd, the root. Then I'm going the flat 7, 5, and then back to 1. So you get this. To me, it really feels like I'm almost just running an arpeggio because I'm going. These are the chord tones for a mixolydian because you have 5 flat 7 1 3 5 flat 7. So I'm basically just running an arpeggio, but I think it sounds really good. Now I'm going to go ahead and play through it slowly, and I would love for you to play along. 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. And that was how you play my mixolydian lick. And now we're going to take a look at the Aeolian scale, or the natural minor scale. This is the scale that is based off the 6th note of the major scale. And we're going to go 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1, 2, flat 3. Coming back, we have flat 3, 2, 1, flat 7, flat 6, 5, 4, flat 3, 2, 1, flat 7, flat 6, 5, 4, flat 3, 2, 1. And the chords that were based off of that would be A minor or A minor 7th, would be your 7th chord. Besides the Ionian scale or the major scale, the Aeolian scale, the minor scale, are going to be they're really the 2 scales that you really need to master. All these other ones are fun. You can explore different sounds and tonalities, but really the Ionian and the Aeolian scale, you really need to get down really well. Now let's take a look at a little guitar lead part that I created in this Aeolian position number 1. This is what my Aeolian or minor lick sounds like. For this minor lick, I'm starting with the E minor 7th chord, and I'm going fret 7, 9, 7, 8 for an E minor 7th. On the guitar tab, you just see I'm just strumming it, but when I actually play it, I want to hammer these fingers down. It just sounds cooler. So I'm doing this E minor 7th to A minor, and then I'm playing these two notes, this 5, 5th fret and 7th fret. I'm playing those muted. I'm palm muting them, and then I'm going. So it goes. And this entire lick, it's all just A minor pentatonic. But I thought by putting in some mutes and by doing a little pattern, it would sound pretty cool. So we're going. And then the next lick goes just minor pentatonic going. I'll go slower. So if you speed that lick up, it goes. So rhythmically, you have 8 eighth notes in a row, like 1 E and 2 E and, but then the last 2 beats are a little more complicated because it goes. So to really understand the timing of that, you would really want to look at my guitar tablature, but at least know that it just sounds like. It's just flat 7, 1, flat 3, 1. So now I'm going to go ahead and play along with that slowly, and you can play along with me. 3, 4. And that was my minor lick. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the last mode. It is locrian, and it is based off the 7th note of a major scale. This one, I believe everything's flatted except for the root and the 4th. And you're going to play it like this. 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1, flat 2, flat 3. Coming back, we have flat 3, flat 2, 1, flat 7, flat 6, flat 5, 4, flat 3, flat 2, 1, flat 7, flat 6, flat 5, 4, flat 3, flat 2, and then back to 1. And the chord that would be built off of this would be A minor 7 flat 5, or a diminished chord like A diminished. So this is probably the one that sounds the weirdest. You're probably not going to use this scale a lot, but if you're going to learn if you're going to learn the modes, you might as well learn them all. And this is basically just starting. The locrian is basically you're just starting on the 7th note of a major scale. So that is how you play the locrian mode. And now let's go ahead and take a look at a guitar lick that I created in this mode. And this is what my locrian lick sounds like. So I was a little worried when I had to create a lick for locrian because I thought this is going to be probably the worst sounding one. And for me, it turned out this is the one I think is the coolest and it sounds the coolest. So that was a surprise to me since I'm not a huge fan of the locrian mode. So I'm going to go ahead and play through this slowly. How you actually read the lick in terms of rhythmically, it's too complicated for me to talk about. You're best off if you can, if you want to check out the tabs, you can. But I'll play through it a couple times slowly so you can see exactly what I'm doing. But to be able to know the exact timing, you probably would need to look at the guitar tabs. All right, so I'm going to play through it slowly a couple times. All right, this is how you play the first measure. It sounds like this. It's all palm muted. So that's not very complicated. Rhythmically, to look at it, it's pretty complicated. But in terms of listening to it and playing it, I don't think it's so bad. It just goes. All right, and for the second measure, it's going to go. I'm going to slow that down. It goes. So if you put the whole thing together, it sounds like this. All right, one more time. It goes 3, 4. And that is my locrian lick, and that actually turned out to be my favorite one. I hope you've enjoyed these licks. Thanks for taking the time to check out this guitar lesson. If you'd like to see more, make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to have a more personal, private guitar teacher experience, I'd love to see you over on Patreon. That's where I'm putting all of my online guitar courses and a whole lot more. Thanks for taking the time to check out this lesson, and I will see you in the next one.